Welcome back. I see a wooden structure up ahead.
Alright.
There was a crafting table on the river's edge though, so I'm assuming this wooden structure was hit.
Alright, okay, interesting.
I'll still investigate on the off chance. He's still behind me.
Yeah, you're a little ways ahead,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm still following.
It's a very skinny structure.
Oh yeah, I see that now.
There's no like climbable either, and I'm
Damn.
not really willing to pillar up.
Yeah.
There is probably something up there if I had to guess.
Most likely, but we got a mission on our hands. Oh, Flooz is gonna die. Flooz is on 3 hearts. Maybe there's some.
How is your arrow situation?
I have just under a stack.
Okay, I'm at 21. I should be fine for a while.
All right.
If it gets to the point where we're shooting 20 plus shots, something's wrong.
Yeah, that's probably not good. Okay, let's I think we're going a little too far to the right here.
Yeah.
We leading off course.
Why is it every other game I watch you play, you're teamed with BBR nowadays?
We don't team that often. We've only teamed, I think, 3 times before this.
Yeah, and it's been half the RRs that I've been stood behind you to watch.
I don't think it's that much.
I always feel like I always see BBR. Hello, BBR, by the way.
Hello. How you doing?
Yeah, I don't think it's that much. I think you're hallucinating, Katie.
I think it's what's it fucking called? Is it the Streisand effect?
No, that's not the Streisand effect. Like,
I don't know. Barbara has a B, and an R in it.
2 B's as well. Jeez.
Okay, I see the Cornucopia.
All right.
There's furnaces on the obby. Oh, you were right behind me.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just go for it. Let's just see if anyone's chilling right here. Pick them off.
So what movie is this?
Hunger Games.
I was gonna say Hunger Games. I was just gonna say Lord of the Rings, but
Yeah, this is very Lord of the Rings. Okay, I don't see.
I'm sending it. No way this wasn't taken, right? Yeah, it seems pretty empty to me.
Okay, someone to get here, and is already gone with all this stuff.
I'm heading back through those furnaces on the off chance that
Alright.
someone got chased off. They're not lit though.
I think maybe. But hazard to guess. Maybe.
Food.
Oh hell yeah! I think maybe Flooz was here. I think I imagine because he's down to 3 hearts.
Which way do you want to run?
I was actually thinking, how about we go into the savannah? Because like that recently just got hit with a negative buff, so it's going to be a long time until it
or
gets
we
hit
could
again.
run the way we last saw Kev.
Oh, we could do that as well, yeah. So.
That would have been towards.
Oh, people! Shift.
Okay. Yeah, I did.
There's
Yeah.
one person there.
Enchanted.
Two people. There's a
I
one of
see
them has a cape.
Enchantment. It's like gray. Yeah, I think it's Chibi and Cold. That's not a fun team.
No.
Oh, they're gonna see the furnaces, unfortunately. There's no way they didn't hear me dig there, right?
Oh, they're coming. Get ready. Fight.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I'm already like so close to death. I'm gonna die. Fuck! I died immediately. Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
We'll see if they're bothering to chase.
They're not. Oh my god! They're not even that hurt as well. Fuck. That was very unfortunate.
I think Chibi healed at least twice.
Oh
They are
Jesus.
chasing.
Oh no.
The Hunger Games introduced us to the country Panem, something that was originally the United States of America. It's split up into 13 districts as well as the capital. The country works in flows by having each district do something that provides for the entire nation. In this video, I'm going to explain the origin of the country and explain what each district contributes to it as I go through the history of Panem. Let's start with how and why Panem was founded. Long before the books took place, modern civilization as we know it was destroyed when the face of the earth changed. This led to the end of the world, most likely due to natural disasters that were caused when the earth went through those changes. North America's landmass ended up surviving, although it got significantly smaller as the sea levels rose around it. North America was presumably the only inhabited landmass left on Earth. The people that were left eventually formed an established nation that would later be known as Panem. As the nation grew, they were able to split the country up into 13 districts. Each district had a different industry that would fulfill the growing needs of the nation. They all operated under the control of the oppressive capital. The districts had no say in the government and weren't even allowed to interact with each other. This led to each district having a very unique culture. Panem eventually fell into what was known as the Dark Days. This occurred when the districts started to rebel.
13 districts rebelled against the country that fed them, loved them, protected them. Brother turned on brother until nothing remained.
This rebellion ended when the capital defeated 12 of the districts and silenced District 13, subsequently ending the war and showing their true power and what they were capable of. And I'll touch more on District 13 later on in the video. As punishment for the district's treason, the capital made the Hunger Games. 2 kids from each district, 1 boy and 1 girl, would fight to the death in the arena until 1 child was left while the entire country watched. Now that we know the basic history, let's break down each district along with the capital.
Eyes bright, chins up, smiles on.
The capital has the largest city in Panem. It is not considered a district, but rather a separate city. It's located in the Rocky Mountains. The capital has always been home to the president of Panem. There were many presidents over the years, but the president during the Hunger Games was President Snow, a man who rose to power through some very questionable methods. The residents of the capital are far wealthier than any of the people in the districts, and they are fueled by the district's hard work. They got the majority of the goods that came out of the districts, leaving very little for the rest of the country.
Here,
What's this?
it's for when you're full.
It makes you sick. So you can go on eating.
People are starving in 12. Here they're just throwing it out to stuff more in.
The people in the capital are thought to be creative when it comes to style choices. They have very unique and crazy outfits. It's also very common for them to dye their skin or hair, and sometimes they even add implanted whiskers or talons to their body. Now let's talk about the districts and what each of them do. District 1 is one of the wealthiest. This is because they manufacture luxury items for the capital. This includes much more expensive things such as gold, perfume, jewelry, wine, fur, and hair products. Because they provide so much pleasure for the capital tends to favor them over the other districts. The kids in District 1 often enjoyed the Hunger Games and thought it was of great pride to fight for their district. They trained for it at a young age. They were known as careers in the arena, people that team up with the other more wealthy districts and hunt down the other tributes. District 2 is very similar to District 1 when it comes to their wealth. They too are considered careers while in the arena and are one of the districts that District 1 teams up with. Their industry is to provide masonry for the country. They were very loyal to the capital during the first rebellion, which was rewarded with much better treatment and better living conditions. They too were in the Rocky Mountains, very close to the capital. Because they were so loyal and because they're so close to the capital, District 2 is where many peacekeepers are recruited and trained. This is also where a lot of weapons are manufactured. The citizens of the district often have access to these weapons. This allows them to practice and train for the Hunger Games with a much bigger advantage than most of the other districts, having already been familiar with the weapons. District 3's industry is to produce technology. This includes things like televisions, computers, and other types of electronics. Unlike 1 and 2, they are in terrible poverty. Most of their citizens work in factories. Almost everyone in the district has at least a little bit of background on engineering and how to make and fix electronics. They're known to be one of the more rebellious districts and also one of the smartest. Perhaps the 2 smartest people that we see in the whole series are Beatty and Wyrus, and they're both from District 3.
Wyrus and Beatty, not fighters, but brilliant.
Beatty was even able to hack into the Capitol's live stream and put the rebellion's propos up instead. District 4 is similar in wealth to Districts 1 and 2. They are also career tributes who are trained for the games at a young age. That being said, they're also known to be a bit more rebellious than 1 and 2. Proof of this is that they got excited when Katniss came to their district during her victory tour. Also, Finnick and Mags teamed up with Katniss and Peeta during the 75th Hunger Games.
Good thing we're allies, right?
Their industry is fishing, which children start doing at a very young age. They're located where Louisiana and Mississippi once were, making access to water very easy, hence their job to fish. They are very good at swimming, using tridents, making fish hooks, and having a vast knowledge of sea life. District 5. Their industry is power and electricity. They power all of Panem, especially the capital. In Mockingjay, the rebels bombed a huge hydroelectric dam. This caused the capital's power to go out, meaning one of the capital's main sources of power is that dam. They're one of the more advanced districts when it comes to their lifestyle, as they have many electronics that other districts do not. District 6's industry is transportation. They provided the country with its trains and the tracks, as well as figuring out the route that it would take. Those trains connected all 13 districts, as well as the capital. They also used the jets and the planes used by the country, again used mostly by the capital, as the districts didn't have access to that kind of technology. They were also known to be a bit more rebellious. The tributes in the 75th Hunger Games, the Morphlings, were part of the inside job to protect Katniss in the arena.
You sacrificed yourself for me and I didn't even know her name.
District 7 is one of the bigger districts known to be filled with many trees. Their industry is lumber. They provide the country with anything to do with wood and also paper. They were very good with axes. Katniss notes that Joanna, the tribute from 7, seemed to handle an axe as though she had been doing it since she was a toddler. Many citizens had jobs such as being a lumberjack, a carpenter, or a paper product developer. District 8's industry is textiles, meaning they make clothes, blankets, or anything else made with cloth. They have many factories in their district. This led to their urban land turning into an industrial polluted area where there's hardly a blade of grass. At least one of their factories is dedicated to making peacekeeper uniforms. The people in District 8 are housed in run-down tenements. Their district is known to be rebellious. They started the War of the Second Rebellion during the 74th Hunger Games Victory Parade. They fought against the peacekeepers who were thrown off guard and were overwhelmed by the amount of people rising up. The rebels secured the Peacekeepers' headquarters, the Justice Building, the Armory, and the Communication Center. The capital fought back, sending thousands of peacekeepers and hovercrafts that bombed the rebel strongholds. The district went on lockdown, and all citizens were forced to stay in their house. The only time their TVs came on was when the capital showed rebel executions. This, however, did not stop them from continuing to spread the word of the rebellion. When the capital discovered the rebellion manifested from District 8, they bombed one more factory to send a message. Katniss visited District 8 at the height of the war, and she was greeted by the leader of District 8, Commander Paler.
You're alive then? We weren't sure.
Katniss, Commander Paler, District 8.
When the capital got word that Katniss was there, they sent a bomb squad that Katniss, Gale, Boggs, and Paler tried their best to stop, but the capital still caused a lot of damage.
Help them! Help!
District 9's industry is grain. They have one of the biggest districts land-wise. While they have large areas dedicated to grain production with wide open fields, they also have a section dedicated to factories used to process grain before shipping it out to the rest of the country. Many citizens lived the farm life, while the other half lived the industrial life, working in the factories. District 10's industry is livestock. They provide meat for the rest of the country. Their district is almost all farmland. The district is located in what today is known as Texas. Their livestock is strictly for the meat. They don't handle any dairy products from the livestock. District 11's industry is agriculture. Most of their land is covered with orchards, fields, and herds of dairy cattle. While District 10's livestock was dedicated to meat, District 11's livestock was dedicated to dairy products. The citizens tend to have dark brown skin, and they're one of the poorest districts in Panem. They're located in what used to be known as Atlanta. Even though they grow so much food, they're not allowed to eat it, and if they do, they are publicly whipped. They have more peacekeepers watching over them than almost all of the other districts. This is because of how important their district is, as they are one of the largest food suppliers. These peacekeepers are especially cruel. They made examples of people by not just whipping them, but executing them as well. And more often than not, it was for a very minor reason. To get around the peacekeepers, the citizens of 11 would use mockingjays to send signals to each other.
Mockingjays. That's great.
Back home we use them to signal all the time.
The fence surrounding the district is 30 feet tall and electrified. It also has razors on the top. The fence is designed so that no one can get in or out. District 12 is the smallest and poorest out of all of the other districts. Their original industry was mining, one of the most dangerous jobs there was in all of Panem. Surrounding the district is a 20-foot high fence that's supposed to be electrified all the time, but rarely is. It's surrounded by miles of woods where there are many wild animals that Katniss and Gale would often hunt. The district had different sections. The merchant section was the richest section of the district. The mayor and his daughter lived there, and as did Peeta and his family. Most people that lived there lived above their shops. They would occasionally make trades to the capital and the other districts as well. Most of them had blonde hair and blue eyes. The seam, where Katniss lived, was the poorest part of 12 and actually in all of Panem. It was right on the edge of the forest, one of the reasons why Katniss hunts so often. People from the seam often had dark hair, gray eyes, and an olive complexion. This made Prim and her mother seem out of place, as they both had blonde hair and blue eyes. This is because Katniss and Prim's mother was originally from the merchant section, but moved to the seam to live with her husband, who eventually died in the mines. Another section of 12 is the Hob, which is the black market. Here, people illegally trade any sort of object imaginable. They also have Victor's Village, where the champions that won the games would live after their time in the arena. After the Second Rebellion, their industry changed. They closed all the mines, and their new industry became the production of medicines. And finally, District 13. It's located in what today is known as New England. Their industry was nuclear weaponry, but that was unknown to the public. Most people thought that their industry was graphite mining, but that was just a front. During the dark days of the First Rebellion, the public thought that District 13 had been destroyed, and that it was uninhabitable due to the chemical bombs that the capital had dropped. Every once in a while, they would show the other districts footage of District 13 in ruins, but these broadcasts were fake. District 13 had actually made a deal with the capital. They were allowed to secede from Panem, seeing the threat that 13 could be with their nuclear program, and later when 13 aimed missiles at the city, the capital proposed a treaty where both 13 and the capital agreed not to attack each other. Another part of the deal was that 13 was not required to participate in the Hunger Games and had free reign to do whatever they wanted as long as they stayed hidden. While the capital made everyone believe that everyone in 13 was dead, the citizens of 13 were actually underground. The capital got rid of all remnants of 13 and made it look like it was completely demolished. They used this as a threat and example for the other districts of what happens if you defy the capital. The citizens of 13 lived very structured lives. Every morning, they would get a temporary tattoo on their arm with their schedule for that specific day. The tattoo told them where they had to be and at what time. Their schedules included meals, classes for kids, military training for some adults, and depending on what each person's background was, they might be sent to work in the hospital or in the kitchen or anywhere else their skills could be utilized. 13 had their own president named Alma Coin, who was a bit corrupt and power hungry. The capital had hoped, with no outside help, that District 13 would die out. They did come close at one point when a pox outbreak wiped out a big chunk of their population. This outbreak also made many of their citizens infertile, meaning that they couldn't repopulate. This made them very welcoming to other districts when the Second Rebellion started. Over the years, they built up their armory, preparing to eventually strike back against the capital. After the 74th Hunger Games, they started to plan their attack. Toward the end of the Second Rebellion, Panem went through some major changes. Coin was to take over as president of all of Panem, but after she suggested a Hunger Games with the capital's children, Katniss realized that she was just as bad as President Snow. At Snow's execution, she killed Coin instead of him. In the chaos, Snow died as well. The person who took over was Commander Paler of District 8, and she put a stop to the Hunger Games once and for all.